All right, we had a game in Wrocław last night, and now we have kind of a day and a half off, and so I decided to stay in Wrocław, got an Airbnb last night, and now I have a day to explore the city. I've made a list of things that I found to potentially be the top 20 sites to see in Wrocław, and I'm gonna try and do it all in a day and all on foot. Let's go. So I'm already at the first stop for the day, which is the Old Town Garden, which is just a really pretty little garden square. There's trees and shrubs and all sorts of greenery. I'm sure it's probably a lot better in the summer, but it's actually surprisingly green for the fact that it is January right now. It also comes with a beautiful view of the Old Town Theater. All right, we've already made it to our second stop for the day, which is the Hotel Monopol, which has been visited by many famous people, most notably Pablo Picasso himself. Well, this wasn't on the list, but I found what looks like an old castle. Pretty cool. Another really cool thing about the city of Wrocław is that there are hidden gnomes everywhere. I think it started in like 2005 with just a few, but now there's like over 400. Nobody actually knows, and there's new ones being added daily. So today I'm gonna try and find as many gnomes as I possibly can. And just like that, we've made it to our third stop of the day, the City Museum of Wrocław. This actually used to be the Royal Palace in the 18th century, but they've since remodeled it into a museum. And here we are. Wow. Unfortunately, right now, due to the pandemic, all the museums and everything like that is closed. So I'm not gonna be able to get like the full Wrocław experience and get to like experience all the culture and history. But I'm gonna do my best, see all the buildings, do a bit of my own research, and just make the most of what I can with this trip here. Perks of being super tall. Okay, I am once again no longer on my path, but I just saw this building and couldn't pass it by. We are now in the magnificent Old Town. It's amazing. I think my favorite part of the Old Town is all the different column houses in different colors, and they're just so bright and pretty. We found another gnome. And here we are at stop number 4 for the day, the Wrocław Old Town Hall. And we have made it to the Wrocław Old Town Market Square. In a normal time, this would be packed with vendors and people selling stuff, but unfortunately it's a pandemic, as we all know, so nobody's here selling things, but it's still beautiful. Surely this is the coolest looking Burger King in the whole world. You know you're in Europe when you just casually walk around the corner and it's like, dang, giant, beautiful church. Okay, so the best part apparently about this church is that there's a bridge connecting 2 different towers. So I paid my 8 zloty, and now you have to climb these stairs and get a nice little look out of the city. Nothing like getting your workout on your off day. So many stairs. Okay, here we go. Woo! And we got some gnomes to greet us. Hello. This was worth it. Well, we made it to stop number 6. I get super nervous going into like Catholic churches just because I never know if I'm like allowed to be in there, if mass is going on, and usually there's like very strict rules, so I'm like really uncomfortable. Anyways, I went in there, wandered around, found a staircase, went all the way to the top, found a man working on some like construction, and asked him where the lookout was, and he went to take me, sort of. He didn't really speak English, but we figured out. And then it turns out it's only open on the weekends, so won't be able to check out that viewpoint today, which is a little bit disappointing, but on to the next stop. And yet another beautiful museum that is closed. We're gonna have to come back to Poland in a post-pandemic world one of these days. Okay, have made it to what I believe is the University of Wrocław Mathematics building, and so yes, we're gonna go try and go up the tower. I have a feeling it's closed, but we're gonna give it a shot. Well, you can't say I didn't try. Here's a view of what the math tower looks like from the outside, at least. Well, we made it to our 9th stop, the Ossolineum Institute, which is a famous library. Let's see if I can get inside. I already like this place. Oh my goodness. That was amazing. I'm pretty sure the library itself is closed either to the public right now or just closed with the pandemic. But I'm not even complaining because that courtyard was incredible. Made it to stop number 10, the Wrocław Market Hall. Whoa. Seeing all this fresh fruit has made me realize how hungry I am, and the fact that it's almost 2 o'clock and I haven't even thought about lunch yet. I believe I am now on what is called Sand Island. Wrocław is actually known as being like the Venice of Poland with all its canals and stuff. This ends up being an island that's created by these rivers and canals. And of course, there's another beautiful church right in the middle of it. To say I'm overwhelmed would be an understatement. Like, everywhere I turn, it's just amazing architecture and beautiful and history and colors. This right here is the Collegiate Church of the Holy Cross and St. Bartholomew, I believe. These names can be a bit of a mouthful, but they deserve it because they're amazing. I now understand why they call this place Cathedral Island. Because just everywhere you look. Okay, so it's kind of been getting rainy and cold and windy, and I'm starting to get a little bit chilled. I just bought a pair of I Love Poland gloves to keep my hands warm because it's the first pair that I found and I lost my other gloves. So that was a necessary purchase. But now I'm just gonna go check out one last spot while I'm kind of in the island area. And then I'm gonna go back to my Airbnb and just kind of chill out. I'll order some food in and just recoup a little bit and warm up. And then hopefully tonight I'll be able to come out and check off the last spots on my list. And just like that, we're crossing the bridge onto Słodowa Island. Alright, well, after lying in my Airbnb for like 3 hours like a potato because I was absolutely dead, I think the energy depletion from last night's game and then walking around the city all this morning hit me like a brick wall. But we are rejuvenated and headed out, so I've got at least 4 more places I need to hit tonight to check my list off and call it a day. And we're gonna go do it. It might not be as good now that it's in the dark, but we're gonna try. All right, we have made it to stop number, I believe, 17, which is the University of Wrocław Faculty of Architecture building. It looks pretty amazing, even though we're in the dark here. I don't know how good it's gonna come on video, but it's pretty dope. Probably should have come during daylight. Whoops. Okay, so I have made it to the next two stops, which is the Japanese Garden and Centennial Hall. Unfortunately, can't see much of the garden. Are we shocked? That's my fault. Can only do so much in a day, Ruth, right? But anyways, it looks like it would be absolutely beautiful during the day, but we're gonna go and check out, and hopefully the hall is lit up a little bit. I present to you Centennial Hall in the glory of nightfall. Sorry I couldn't get here during the day. I'm only human. And we are off to our second last stop for the evening and for the tour, the Zwierzyniecki, I hope I said that right, Bridge. Ooh, it looks so pretty. Oh yeah. And I present to you the Grunwaldzki Bridge. And these arches are impressive. I must say, Wrocław by day is absolutely stunning, but it's also really beautiful by night. Just all the different cathedrals poking through the skyline and the light reflecting off the canals. Hold up, we're not quite done yet. Before we call it a day, I decided to go for one last stop, and this is a stop that's meant to be seen at night, called the Galeria Neonova. Probably didn't say that right, but anyway, it's basically just like a back alley with a bunch of neon lights. Looks so cool. That's pretty cool. Well, we did it. Guys, we managed to check off 20 bucket list items in the city in a day. It's almost 11 o'clock right now, so start to finish, 13 hours minus a 3-hour hiatus nap in the middle. Not too shabby if I say so myself. Ooh, I need to look how many kilometers I traveled today. Can you guess how many? I'll give you a chance. Guess your number right now. Guys, I went 24.5 kilometers today. Over 30,000 steps. Whew, got that active recovery in though. Although I'm probably gonna be exhausted tomorrow, so I'm gonna need to do a little Theragun session tonight and get my muscles rejuvenated. But we definitely flushed out the lactic acid from last night's game, so mission accomplished. And we saw a whole entire city in a day. Double mission accomplished. The crazy thing is there's definitely still a lot more to see in this city. It's impossible to see a whole city in one day, but covered some real ground today, saw some amazing sights. Definitely want to come back, I think, in summer and then also when the museums are open. That's just the next level of like history and understanding the city and getting to really appreciate the culture and the times and the buildings and just everything. So maybe I'll get a chance to come back one day, but even if I don't, I feel like I saw a lot of Wrocław today and I love it. It's a beautiful city. Would definitely recommend if it's not already on your bucket list. But even if your life doesn't bring you to Poland and the city of Wrocław, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed touring around with me today and seeing the sights. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss on the next one. And I'll see you next time.